Yo, I'm just been to headed out to the southwest of England and parked up below Glastonbury the Tor last night. Went up the Tor this morning. Cool, never done that before. Ticked a box. Yeah, I'm in the middle of on the way to Bristol at the moment. Out there, some sheep and fields and stuff. Yeah, on a road trip. But I wanted to talk about what's actually going on at Christmas and where it all comes from, the origins of it, because nobody knows what it's all about and where it really comes from. So basically, the Romans invented a thing called Saturnalia. Or they had a thing called Saturnalia. And this was the precursor to Christmas before it was turned into Christmas by the Romans with Christianity. And this happened between, I can't remember the exact dates, but it's around solstice time in that period for a period of days. And they would feast and party, and the terms wild revelry were had by the Romans. And they were celebrating Saturn, the planet Saturn, hence its name Saturnalia. Now, if we get into astrology and astrotheology, the Sun and Saturn are twins. So this is dark and light. This is the yin yang. So what they've done is they're celebrating Saturn. Now, Saturn as a planet is a dark planet. It's dark energy. It's the dark energy. The Sun is the light energy. And if you Google on Saturn, sounds of Saturn, they've recorded sounds of Saturn, and they are eerie and dark and strange sounding. You know, it's a dark planet. Now, without getting too much into what's really going on with the world, but ultimately, because it's deep and it's a deep rabbit hole to just explain in a little video, but basically, the people that run the world and what they've created makes everyone they're Satanists. So they're Satanists, and Satan is Saturn, because Jesus is the Sun and Satan is Saturn. Now they're twins. This is dark and light, yin yang. So, and anyone that follows what I talk about, whatever, Jesus is an allegorical character, and Jesus is the Sun. Now, there's no evidence to prove this is a real person. It's allegorical, metaphorical, and the Bible is a code book if you know how to read it. So, Saturnalia, the feast of Saturnalia, wild revelry of excess, you know, the way the Romans used to do. Now, they've placed this on the solstice. So, if the solstice, we shouldn't be wild revelry, we should actually be fasting. Because if you understand what fasting really is, now obviously in Lent, in Christianity, they talk about fasting, and in the Quran, I can't remember what it's called, but they fast in the Quran. Not many people in these religions realize why they're fasting. They say they do it because that's what they're told to do. When you fast, you're purifying your body or your temple. Because when you become weak by fasting, you become weak, and thus you have more of a chance of letting go of the ego and allowing your higher self, your true self, or quote unquote God within your temple. This is why people fast. So really what we should be doing over the Christmas period is not drinking and eating in excess, which is basically Saturnalia, what the Romans invented, which we're still doing, but they turned it into Christianity, and that's what we have today. We should be fasting. We should be fasting. Now, if we all fasted, if the planet fasted and was in tune with our true selves, which is in tune with the planet, because it's all astrological. We are the cosmos is within us, and we are in the cosmos. As above, so below. So what's going on in the universe is going on within us, and we're out of tune with this. So obviously the ancients had the sun worship. They knew what the true way was with the worship of the sun. And this is what Jesus is, sun worship. Hence the pagan cross with the circle was the sun worship, the cross, and that is the middle of the zodiac. This is what it is. So it's sun. The original is sun worship. And the Romans changed it. I don't know if it was them that done it officially, but they definitely promoted Saturnalia. And this is the worship of Saturn, the dark planet. So they're celebrating and worshipping the dark planet, the dark energy, rather than worshipping the sun, which the ancients did, which is the light energy, which is what we should be celebrating. And we should be worshipping. Now, like I said, so if we all basically... instead of buying all this excess and living in excess and all this crap we don't need, and eating all this food we don't need, and living this way which is wrong within our spiritual selves, we could awaken humanity. It's that simple. Now, what I've just said there, I don't know if people understand, but like, I ain't heard no one else talking about this. This is some profound understanding that I've researched, and also my understanding from my old soul, from my knowledge of previous lives, possibly my ability to understand this stuff very easily and try and communicate it to other people, which is why I'm here. So it's like, yeah, I mean, by default, the world, because of what they've made us Satanists, Saturnists, the worship of the planet Saturn, the dark energy, excess, alcohol, drugs, gluttony, the 7 deadly sins. Now that's what it is. So basically, this is why people get into the January and people are miserable and they want to come down and they're, January, it's got to get through this and that. Because what they really have done is gone against their true self. They've sinned. This is what it is. They've gone against their true self or their spiritual self, which is the higher self, which is God. So this is to sin. To sin is to go against your true self, to go against what your alignment with the universe, how it should be. So everyone's miserable and skint and on a come down and goes to Weight Watchers and starts the new year with a New Year resolution, because all of this guilt from the sinning we've been doing over this period, if we all didn't sin and we all fasted and was in line with our true selves, sun worship, which is, the true way on this planet, everyone would be a lot happier and we could raise the vibration of the planet if it was done en masse massively. But of course they don't want this, the powers that be, because they are Satanists or Saturnists, and those are the ones that control the world. And that's what they promote. And they want us on a lower vibration. They don't want us on that high sun worship vibration, which is the true vibration of the ancients, Egypt, Mayans, Aztecs, whatever you want to look at. Just looking at Egypt, that was the full sun worship. And that is where Christianity is based on, is Horus, is Jesus, and that is the sun worship. The understanding what the ancient Egyptians truly understood, if you understand the true way of Egypt. So yeah, we're basically sinning, and that's why we go into January feeling like shit and starting all these New Year's resolutions. If we didn't eat excess and drink in excess, we wouldn't need all these resolutions. We would be totally in tune and all feeling good. So yeah, it's just something to think about. I'm just dropping science, you know what I mean? Metaphysical, holy science. Peace.